Welcome back to Eddie V Live on this wonderful Saturday before Holy Week. And I know yesterday I said I wasn't going to do any more until next week, but it's like 95 degrees outside at the end of March. Not much to be doing. And redid the studio. It's not even a studio, it's just my room. Redid it a little bit. Um, and I was sitting here like thinking about movies. So I was like, I need to pop off. So here I am. So I hope you guys are doing good on this Saturday. And yeah, I'm gonna be thinking as I go through this, because I didn't really think about it before, but I was thinking about movies. And I was thinking how I don't want people to watch movies. So check this out. There's the obvious stuff. So first let me go over the obvious. There's like the libido dominandi concept that I may have mentioned before, where basically like Jewish Hollywood just wants to get people addicted to pornography. I don't there definitely are people in the movie industry that do it on purpose. They want to either wreck Christian culture, Christian morals. They hate the Catholic Church. They don't hate other Christians because what are other Christians even doing? Like half of them are Zionists and half of them don't even hold to any strict moral code or law. And those that, I won't even say they do. I was going to say some of them do hold to a strict moral code of law, but they really don't. If you think about it, it's just what at the time there's no consistency to it. So some of them are very strict now, and then if 50 years they feel like they want to be avaricious or something, they'll alter it for their own sake. But they hate the Catholic Church. I think some of them are just in it for the money, probably. I don't know this, just speculating. So you have that aspect where they're just trying to show you porn, so you are controlled politically. You just become an NPC, and you're basically out of the game at that point. But I think there's another aspect of movies. So movies are so new in history, so maybe to a certain extent we won't even know how much they're affecting us. But I think especially for young men, I'm not even a young man anymore, depending on what you think. But for young men, there's definitely a sense of adventurousness. There's a sense of goals. There's a sense of war, fighting spirit that needs to be applied somewhere. And what the movie can do, or what just media, which in the history now it's kind of moving to different things, but in the past it's been movies, television, like live television, sitcoms, stuff like that. Those things can tell a story, and they almost like hijack especially the young women is different, but it's the same concept, but it's a different goal. But for the young man, it's like hijacking that adventure spirit, because that adventure spirit is meant for the man. You can go in a lot of different ways. I'll use it as the spiritual sense is like we're supposed to go to war against the devil, and the war for the good, the right, and the just. But they've swallowed it up, and what these movies do is they paint a story, but they also they satisfy the urge almost. Like a young man will have the desire to go to war for what's right, or they could watch a Marvel movie and they almost feel like they've gone to war for what is right. They went with Iron Man to Endgame or whatever, and all those emotions and those affections are like used up in those 2 hours, 3 hours of watching, because the movie's like eliciting emotions from you, reactions from you. And to a certain extent, it feels like it is like using those up in you. I don't know if you ever feel that, like after a movie, especially you go to the movie theater. I haven't been to a movie theater in a long time, but I remember you leave it, it's like a dark room and you can only see the movie and there's crazy sounds and visuals. When you leave it, you're like kind of tired. You're you really exhausted. I mean, you didn't fight a war. You didn't fight in World War II, but you just watched a World War II movie and it kind of feels like emotionally you did, or intellectually you did. So it's like if we want, it seems everyone, maybe not everyone, but people I hear, they always want to be, they want to be in the adventure. even, like, guys wanting to have kids now is weird, like, the obsessive desire to have kids, but I can see it as, like, a desire for, like, self-sacrifice, for change even, for a different perspective, for someone depending on them. I could see that. Again, I'm open to criticism of that view, but the movies and the shows and stuff is I think it's an easy if if you can recognize that that's what it's doing to you, it's like taking away your edge, taking away your desire, taking away that passion, that spirit. I think it's an easy thing to just drop. Like, what is it giving you? It gives you like 2 hours of cheap entertainment, and what is it taking from you? In theory, if I'm correct, it's like taking away your whole drive to do anything heroic, virtuous, cool even. I'll use the word cool. People don't like that, but sometimes I look at people, I'm like, "Bro, you're just lame." Not even like I don't even wanna be mean about it, but you're just kinda lame, and I include myself in that. I'm trying to get this point where I'm just gonna do what I feel is right, what I know is right, combining those 2. What the church says is right and just, not caring about the being prudent, but not caring about the consequences, the social consequences, not caring about the financial consequences. They really got us in that bind right now. So, like, what do I really need? I could sleep on the floor in the woods. I would probably be fine if you give me a little food every day. I don't need all this stuff. But they're like, "Well, what about life insurance? What about health insurance? What about, all these what about retirement? Oh, I gotta talk about that one day." It's if you can get to the mindset, you give up the movies are draining you. So you give up the movies and you're able to have that drive and that bent to just conquer and to go to war. And then you're able to get to a place where you're willing to live without some of these things. I think you could have a real adventure. I'm gonna test it out. We're gonna see how far I can take it. But I think you could have a real adventure, and maybe not even the adventure that you think of when you think of people involved in, whether it's the saints, right? Like Saint Francis of Assisi, obviously on a specific type of journey, adventure, romance. And today I think it's going to look a little different, but the same spirit where he's just reaching out for God and things are happening to him because he's going against the powers and principalities of this present darkness. And that's where the adventure begins. It begins in prayer, it begins in self-denial, reaching out for God. Oh, so that's kind of the big picture, but then one of the small little tidbits is the movies. And I love movies. There's a lot of movies I like. A lot of movies today are trash. Like honestly, like in the libido dominandi sense, just pure degeneracy, but also just they're not well made. Like all the stories have been told, it almost feels like. Like Disney seems every other day is making a live action of a movie they already made. And everyone's like, "Oh my goodness, I'm gonna see the live action." It's like, it's the same movie. It's the same movie. It's literally the same. And does it look better than the animated? I don't even know. So, I mean, I would recommend because there's some movies that actually I would say like kind of pick you up a little bit, kind of drive you out. There's the movies that drain you, and then there's a movie that drive you out. And they're not many in my opinion. But I would keep those in the back pocket, on a rainy day or something like that. But it would just be cool if you could just get rid of them all. And you fly fly solo from the movies, from the shows. And the shows are even worse because the movie in theory, unless it's like Marvel or something, it's just like 1 to 3. The show is like indefinite. If you're I don't know how long it's been on, but like Law& and Order, if you watch that, it's like, how many hours of your life is that? And then I already hear the arguments from people is like, "Well, I was having fun when I watched them, and that's what it's about." It's like, sure, yeah. Fun is great, but isn't meaning better? To have a life full of meaning, of a life full of journey towards something, towards a goal. What is the movie journeying towards? I don't know. If you're married, I mean, even just like be with your wife, be with your husband. Why are you gonna watch a movie sitting next to each other? Just sit in silence. Kind of getting off the point here. But yeah, I would say if you can, not even if you can, you should. I'm not gonna, like, berate you for it if I meet you in person, but get rid of the movies. Get rid of the shows. Start to live a little bit more. Maybe this is hypocritical because 'cause I'm doing this podcast. This is kind of a movie, but, like, I'm kind of it's more like a speech, and I think speeches are cool. I think, it's definitely different. It's not sensational, it's just people talking to people, except I'm using technology and I'm looking at this little camera instead of a person, which I guess is not great, but people have used it for good things before. But yeah, Saturday before Holy Week, maybe everyone just goes the whole Holy Week. You don't watch a movie. We'll see. And I hope to get people that just, like, hate what I'm saying so I can argue. I'm, like, finding it interesting. A lot of stuff I think in my head to talk about is, like, I'm hoping there's gonna be, like, a person arguing back with me. So, hopefully, in my career doing this, there will be someone that hates me. I'll have, like, a nemesis that I'm fighting against all the time. That's my dream, to have a nemesis. Then they're just smarter than me, and then I just get laughed off the internet. That's my biggest dream and my biggest fear, all wrapped into one, but it's worth it. It would be worth it to fail in that. But yeah, don't watch movies, don't watch shows. What else is there I wanna talk about? Get rid of the streaming services, please, for the love of all things. Get rid of TikTok. Get rid of all that stuff. I think TikTok could have some uses, but it's designed to be addictive. So if you have a strong mind, I guess you could get out of that. But it's funny because the people you talk to and they already know that, they're the ones that will listen to that. And then the people that are just totally addicted, but they don't care, they don't know, they're not gonna listen to you. So it's kind of just preaching to the choir or preaching to no one at that point, which is interesting. But yeah, and then recently, just to give you an update with me, I have a bunch of YouTubes. I'm always watching like Catholic podcasters, political podcasters, and I was like, what am I doing? I only need like one of these, honestly. So my YouTube just got rid of them all. All I follow is Gabi After Hours now, and he is great. If you don't know him, Gabi, Gabi After Hours. I know it's a weird title, but those videos are fire if you want to be a saint, for sure. But yeah, I did that, got rid of everything, I'm watching a lot less, mostly on the computer for this, Gabi, and then just checking, email and stuff, which is great, which is dumb because I bought a new computer, which is great though, and I have so much more time to think, and I think it's super helpful. So if everyone does that, and I wanna hit these millionaires, these movie makers, these people that I mean, what's that guy's name? He just bought like Paramount and combined them. Nick Fuentes knows more about that stuff, but he's right about it. I back checked it all, and he always has the receipts. But like, let's just hit him in the pocket, just for fun. I'm not saying it's going to topple world Jewry, but let's just not contribute to it. And then they'll just take it from us in taxes, but it'll be symbolic. It's a symbolic thing. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, and then I was thinking even, and maybe I'll talk about this more another time, but just in everything, as much as we can, like still have good food, that good, enjoy that. Fast still, don't be a fat slob. Fast, but when you have a meal, sit down, enjoy it, conversation with the people you love. But other things that we can cut out, let's just cut them out. Let's go streamline, like we're crusading to the Holy Land. It's like we can't bring all our stuff. Let's only bring a little stuff. A little teensy beensy stuff. Let's do it. I want to raise an army, not in a violent way, an army of saints where we sleep on the ground. We barely eat, but when we eat, it's good. And we don't need technology, and we're super loyal to principles and the Pope. Hopefully, the Pope is based, and we have we have a sword, modern day sword, but we don't like violence. I'm not calling for violence. Um, what else do we got? What else do we got? They don't need anything. They don't have health insurance. They don't have life insurance. I want to make this clear. I want people, like Nick Fuentes says, I want people to get good jobs. And to just be honest with you right now, people talk about the soul destroying jobs. That's all of them. It's not like the specific jobs, it's the society we live in. They're all soul crushing, and maybe you have to experience it a little bit to kinda learn that. I've meet very few people that are like, "This is my dream passion job," and even for them, I think it's probably worse because they get stuck in that job as, like, the meaning of their life, and then they don't find God, and then they die, and only God knows what happened to them. So, actually, it's probably a bad thing to find your dream job, but find, like, a good, difficult job that you can do good in. We need good lawyers, we need good doctors that are not a part of this crazy modern medicine program, vaccine program, all that jazz. We need good engineers. We need good all of them. So I'm not saying that. I'm not saying just be a, you know, I'm not saying not get a good job and make a lot of money. I'm saying make a lot of money, but like let's apply it to the correct things. Let's bankrupt people we don't want to have power. Let's make people let's make guilds and organizations. I say guilds and just in groups of people rich that we want to have power. Let's do that. And I don't think people say that's like LARPy or something. I'm just like, I think it's just real. People just don't want to give up their Starbucks coffee or something, which is so lame. To be a man who is not self-denying is so lame and gay. That is true. Just think about a guy you know like that. He cannot deny himself. He's not interesting. The interesting part of life comes when you have like these rules and these barriers that you're not going to cross, and then it makes you like contort. If you're just open to everything, you just eat everything. It's like there's nothing interesting about that. There's no like sleekness and agility to that. There's no adventure to that. What would it? How would you even have an adventure if you didn't stand against yourself or against anything? If you didn't deny yourself, there would be no adventure. Hopefully, I'm not talking too quietly this whole time. Hopefully the mic is just fully capturing what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying? Let's be warriors. I'm talking to the men here, but the women too. Women know movies is great for you because it's always building on real expectations. I haven't met a single woman. I'm trying to think. Have I met a single woman that I can't think of one right now where they just have like the craziest expectations for life, and they always have their nails done. I mean, that's a woman thing, and I'm not. I am kind of bashing it, but it's like whatever. But yeah, women, if you can get out of that, you'll get rid of your unreal expectations. This goes back to the thing I was talking about maybe a couple episodes ago, where you need to like put a paper bag over like your wife's head, take her in the woods. That's part of it. It's like decompressing all of those stories they're being told, the programming. Yeah. Yeah, the more you can stay out of it. I kind of just want to like chill quietly on the stream for a while and just see what happens. But I probably won't. Yeah, let's get the woman off of that. And I would be it would be cool if people in like 10 years they watch this and you could just like comment, or maybe I'll put my email in the one of my emails in the description of the show, not like the episode, but like of the channel. And I just want to hear like stories of guys telling their wives or their girlfriends, like, you no more movies for you. It would be better if you did for us, like do it together and just seeing the reaction of like their wife or girlfriend. And maybe if you got some base girls out there and you're married or you got a boyfriend, the other way too, where their girlfriend's like, don't tell him because you're not in charge. And if he's that cucky where he's just taking orders from you, you should probably, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life. Maybe think about how cucky he is and how that's not great. But maybe mention to him as a suggestion, like, hey, husband, hey, boyfriend, maybe we don't watch movies anymore. And here's why. And there's this weird Asian Italian guy on YouTube that was talking about this in his weird blue room with that chair over there. Over there. There's the chair. It does kind of look weird. I'm hoping to have some artifacts around here. I was just talking to my sister about it. And then there's the America First hat. That's going to be there somewhere. Shout out to Nick Fuentes. But yeah, suggest it and see what they say, and then just shoot me a comment or an email. That would be awesome. I would love that. I would love that. That would be great. Yeah. No movies then. Basically no movies. No shows, no movies. I'm gonna be trying to do it. We have like maybe 4 or 5 movies we rotate through, and I feel like we've kind of vetted them. Not don't get me wrong, I still watch crazy movies, dumb movies that actually like kind of get me a little bit, get me in the wrong mindset, but I'm trying to get out of it. That's the thing. And I'm encouraging other people. Like we have the same movies like National Treasure, Sahara, like these like good male protagonist doing good things for the common good, fun, not libido dominandi crap. National Treasure kind of has some sketch history, but it's like we already know, so it's not going to affect us negatively. There's a lot of good ones like that out there. You got to be careful though. And parents, if you're a parent watching this, which I don't even know how that's even possible, but if you're a parent, don't let your kids watch anything like ever until they're like an adult with you. Like, I can't stand the idea of like, I've literally met someone the other day. It's like they just take their kid, 3-year-old kid, and just plant them in front of an iPad all day. It's like, that has to be the worst thing you could do for your kid. Even if it was like the holiest things that they were watching 24/7, it's still like they're just in front of a screen their whole childhood. Not to mention, it's probably going to give them, you know, what is it, nearsightedness? I have one of those and I can't remember which way it goes. I think nearsighted is you can't see far away. So nearsighted. It makes them nearsighted. Do you want to make your kid blind? I don't think so. I should talk about the eyesight stuff though. My brother and I have been doing this weird eyesight thing for a while. He showed me it. I started, I think, doing some other thing, and then he showed me this guy. I'm gonna shout him out right now. You can, I think his channel is N Myopia. No. That was the one I was looking at. Myopia is Mental is the YouTube channel. That guy taught us some cool stuff because so sometimes now I'm nearsighted. So sometimes when I walk outside with the sunshine, my eyes will just go 20/20. It's crazy. Anyway, this is kind of getting out of control. Maybe I'll just do stuff like this where I'm just rambling for like an hour. This is kind of fun. Because a lot of the times when I do this, I'm like pressuring myself and I have like a written out thing that I'm basically trying to memorize. But I like shooting the breeze more. This is nice. It was an unplanned show. You know, got some good sunlight coming in. I just redid the studio a little bit. Got the new camera from yesterday. It's nice. It's really nice. But yeah, check out that guy. Myopia is Mental. He's great. He's on to something for sure. For me, if you guys know anything and if he knows anything, I should contact him. I think his name is Mark. If you know anything for night blindness, that's the thing that's getting me. Is in the daytime I can get my vision good, but at night it goes straight to crap again. It's crazy. Like right when the sun goes down, I have to wear glasses when I drive at night because it's so bad. It's like worse than like maybe my vision ever was before. It's weird. So if you know anything about that, I've done so much research on so much other stuff, but maybe I'll do a deep dive on that. And maybe during Holy Week, I'll do a spiritual autobiography here for anyone who's going through it. So it's almost like a self therapy, and then also to help someone else out there. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna watch this too, make sure I'm not talking too quietly because I'm kind of further from the mic than I usually am. So hopefully it's picking up everything. Otherwise, it's gonna sound like I'm whispering to you, which would be terrible. But yeah, anyway, main thing, don't watch movies. See how you feel. Try it out. See how you feel. Go a week, go a month, go a year. No movies. Maybe pick like, 5 movies that are really good messaging, they don't like kind of gas you out. They like lift you up. Where after you're like, I want to like save a woman in distress right now. Kind of those movies. They're boosting the testosterone, not lowering it. I don't even know if that's true. It's probably not true. Maybe something with cortisol, though. If the movie stresses you out, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Shout out to Clav. I don't know much about that guy, but he's always in the news now. He's always talking about cortisol. Cortisol. But yeah. All right. I should probably head out. Try the no movie thing. Try the no TV shows. Anything sensational. I think podcasts are great. Informational stuff can be great. But the sensational stuff, I think that's what gasses us. So let's try to stay away from that. And let me know how it goes in the comments. Maybe I'll put my email. But until next time, we're about to be in Holy Week. I will not do one tomorrow, even if it's a surprise, because Sunday, I'm not gonna do this ever unless someone's life depended on it. Because the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. But, next week, hopefully, I'll see you guys for a couple. But that's it for now. God bless you. Take it easy, and I will see you on the next one. Good afternoon.